I'm Cheryl Waters. You've got it tuned to KEXP, where the music matters. And we're streaming live video today on KEXP's Facebook page because we have Superorganism live. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
No props.
This is very exciting. Going to start us off with what song?
It's all good.
Okay, take it away. Superorganism live on KEXP.
Good morning, or no. You are awake. The weather today is dark. Would you like to get up? Or perhaps do nothing?
Friends all dissolved away. Breathe, it's all reality. I'm 17, still not over that dream.
We know you feel the world is too heavy, but you can turn it all around if you want.
Oh yes, you're in charge of what you feel, and when your life is looking real grim, it's time to scream.
It's all good.
Tell yourself
It's all good. It's all good.
how does it feel?
It's all good.
This is Anthony Robbins. I want to take a moment before we get started just to thank you for the privilege and the opportunity to share with you the strategies and techniques that positively shaped my life.
Run, I've had it up to here. Gonna get out and do all of my chores. Hold up, it's only 3 p.m. I ought to go back and relax some more.
We know you feel the world is too heavy, but you can turn it all around if you want.
Oh yes, you're in charge of what you feel, and when your life is looking real grim, it's time to scream.
It's all good.
Tell yourself
It's all good. It's all good.
how does it feel?
It's all
Congratulations.
So good.
Superorganism live on KEXP, playing at Barboza tonight here in Seattle.
Famous? Feeling like a boss, yeah. Staring at the stars, yeah. Doesn't matter the cost, 'cause everybody wants to be famous. I'm calling the shots, so see you over in Mars, yeah. Doesn't matter the cost, seems like everybody wants to be.
I think it could be. The world's too small for me. My face up in your face. My face on every screen.
Feeling like a boss, and staring at the stars, and doesn't matter the cost. wants to be famous. I'm calling the shots, so see you over in Mars. It doesn't matter the cost. Seems like everybody wants to be.
I think that you and I could set the world alight, 'cause we're all stars tonight. Just need to figure out why. Feeling like a boss, staring at the stars. It doesn't matter the cost, 'cause everybody wants to be famous. I'm calling the shots, so see you over in Mars. It doesn't matter the cost. Seems like everybody wants to be famous.
Everybody wants to know, nobody's ashamed. Everybody wants to know the name. Everybody wants to know, nobody's ashamed. Everybody wants
to be famous.
Everybody wants to know, nobody's ashamed. Everybody wants to know another name. Everybody wants to know, nobody's ashamed. Everybody
Wants to be famous.
Everybody wants to know, nobody's ashamed. Everybody wants to know the name. Everybody wants to know, nobody's ashamed. Everybody wants one thing.
Feeling like a boss and staring at the stars. It doesn't matter the cost, 'cause everybody wants to be famous. I'm calling the shots, so see you over in Mars. It doesn't matter the cost. Seems like everybody
Wants to be famous.
That is so awesome. That sounds fantastic. We've got Superorganism live here in the KEXP studios. I know there are a ton of you, but can we get introductions all around? Can we meet this band to our airwave listeners?
I'll start. I'm B.
I'm Ruby.
I'm Saul. I'm Harry.
Hey, I'm Emily.
I don't have a mic, but I'm Toucan.
He's Toucan.
Hands on drums, and I'm Orno.
It is so fantastic to have you here today and absolutely love the record. You guys come from all over the world and you've come together in this beautiful collective community. And I'm wondering if you could tell us how you met and how it came to be this group. There's 7 of you in this room, but there's 8 of you in Superorganism, right?
That is true. We kind of met over the years, maybe like 10 years or something. Some of the guys met in like New Zealand and New Zealand? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then some members of the band were in another project, and then I found their project on YouTube randomly through recommendations. And I was like, hey, that's cool. And then I found out that they were doing a tour in Japan, and I was back home in Japan for the summer. I was studying in Maine at the time. And I went to one of their shows, and we became buddies, basically.
That's so awesome that you came from so many places. I'd read in some interviews that some of the relationships grew over the internet, and there's so many people in this band. So to realize that, you know, you were going to get along so well and things were going to gel, I imagine that some of the other people that you were talking with that aren't in the band who now are probably big fans are thinking, wow, I wish that was me. I was talking to them about music. But there just seems to be something magical about so many of you coming together. I mean, the songs that you create are just instantly infectious. I just want to sing along to them when I don't even know the words. And that's no small feat to do that. And I know that music can be a very solitary process for some songwriters, but you make this music as a group. How does that work?
Well, it is largely solitary in a lot of ways. Like, we all tend to work in our own rooms and we send files to each other, you know, over the internet and kind of build it piece by piece until we have a final song. And it just works really well for us. We were forced to do that at the start because RNO was at school in Maine, Sol was living over in Australia, and the rest of us were in the UK at that time. But even once we've all come together now, like that method works really well for us because it gives us the time and space to kind of get in our own heads, but then kind of construct things as a group and Superorganism.
Is there any one way that things sort of get flowing, a catalyst that a song will start, or does it kind of can come from anywhere?
Not really.
Yeah. It's kind of all over the place, isn't
Yeah,
it?
like a lot of it comes from us just like hanging out in the kitchen and just chatting, pretty much, and just generally hanging out and like looking out at the world. We're like, hey, that thing and that thing, and so then it's kind of funny and weird for us to then release a whole album of this because that's just our lives. I don't know what to say.
And you all live together in London, and you have a studio in your home. And every time I read about it in the press, it says a 24-hour studio. And I've never seen a studio referred to as a 24-hour studio. So how is it that you all chose to settle in London, and what is it like where you live?
It's very small, considering that there's so many of us. You know, London's a very cramped city. And it's interesting that you say like a studio, because it is a 24-hour studio in the sense that all of our bedrooms are those studios.
Okay. So even when you're sleeping, you're in the studio.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, someone next door might be mixing or recording a vocal track and keeping people awake. But by and large, we're all pretty considerate in that sense.
I'm not sure if you noticed that, but when I read your reviews, it's like maybe one person said it, and then everybody's like, "Oh, it's a 24-hour studio."
I think people are imagining this huge like warehouse.
Or something really fancy.
Studio, yeah. It's actually a very small terraced house that we're all in, and the kitchen is the only shared space, which is why we have the conversations in there. Yeah.
I do picture something huge when they make the movie of Superorganism. It'll be interesting to see what the set designer decides you're going to live in. I'm strangely interested in the details of your house, like how many bathrooms, who cooks, do you have any pets? You know, is it clean?
There's 2 bathrooms, but unfortunately you can only use one at a time. So only one person can shower at a time. Yeah. Otherwise the water turns off in the
it's
the
not
second
glamorous.
shower.
And we have a cleaning roster.
Yeah.
So you know.
Shower rosters, cleaning rosters.
We don't have any pets, but one time when me and Arno were recording some vocals, there was a loud commotion outside and there was a snake loose in London. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know if that qualifies.
Yeah,
that's the closest we've come to having a pet.
That can be in the movie for sure. Yeah, the snake.
And do you get on with the neighbors?
Silence.
Well, they don't really tell us to shut up that much. So we must.
There's not
a really
been much
loud
interaction
baby,
at all.
So I feel like this band is our really annoying loud baby.
Yeah, there's renovations going on one side and then a newborn baby on the other. So I think that together we're a very loud block.
Yeah, if they don't ask an 8-piece band to keep it down, I'd say you've got great neighbors. So you were doing this project for a while before, or wrote a few songs before you even had a live show. Did you think that when you started this project that it was even going to be a live playing touring band?
No, it was definitely started off as just a recording project that we all wanted to get involved in, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. It's crazy. It's amazing, and really exciting for us.
It seems so fun, and I heard there were quite a few people at your first live show. What was that like?
Mind-blowing.
How many people were there?
Well, it was our second. It was our first show in London, our second show altogether, and I think there was 700 people there, and we had
no idea. Even though we knew it was sold out, we still couldn't fathom it until we walked out onto the stage. I think
it was great. Yeah.
It sounds like you embraced it and just had a ton of fun with it. Well, it is so fun to have you in studio here today, and Superorganism, not to be missed, playing tonight at Barboza. And what do you got next?
Oh, Something for Your Mind.
I think I know this one. Just stop myself from singing along.
I'm a psychopath, but then I sat working in the dark. This sucks, I'm the Kmart soda trip, so through trash I kept the stash. Coca candy straight from Japan, hologram, and she was never asked me. I think you know what I need to get by.
Something for your mind. Something for your mind. Something for your
I know you think I'm a sociopath. My love of gray, I'm a cliche. Make way, I'm in my Pepsi room. Mom eats food, how about a barbecue? For us, the bourgeoisie is so carefree. Remember when I don't know what you need to get by.
something for your mind. Something for your mind. Something for your mind. Something for your mind. Something for your
Superorganism live on KEXP. Thank you so much. That sounded so fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The new album out on Domino Records, and tonight they're playing at Barboza. You've got it tuned to KEXP Seattle.
Discover new music at kexp.org.